John Square with Cerebus TV. We're here with creator Terry Moore of Strangers in Paradise and Echo. How you doing today?
Good. Happy to be here.
Thank you. How's the show been going for you this weekend?
It's been a good show. I like this show because it's so many artists in one place. So it's really special because of that. Maybe like you would picture back in the Renaissance age, all the artists sitting together in one piazza, trading art. It's like that.
Yeah, the Heroes Con is definitely oriented toward the artist as opposed to some of the other cons where they're more media related. And, it's a really nice laid back kind of atmosphere.
Yeah, it is. Look at me, I'm laid back right now.
Speaking of your most recent book, Echo, how's that going?
It's going good because I finished it. Issue 30 is shipped to the stores, and it'll be in the stores on Wednesday, this coming Wednesday, and that's the final chapter. The story ends with a bang, and the trade paperback collection will be out in 2 to 3 weeks for people that are only ordering trades. So.
You did a hardcover special edition of Strangers in Paradise 2 years ago, I think,
yeah.
And that sold out pretty quick. Any plans for doing one for Echo?
Yes, Echo. There's going to be a limited edition hardcover that'll come out for San Diego. There'll be 1,000 copies of that. Then we'll keep the softcover version of the Echo Omnibus in print forever.
Now we do run into a small problem here though too, because Dave Sim has been reading Echo, and it's one of his favorite books to read right now. And since it's ending, what are you going to have lined up?
Rachel Rising is the next series, and it starts in July. And Rachel Rising is kind of a supernatural story. It's about a girl investigating her own murder.
Nice. And do you have a beginning and end, middle and end all planned out for that as well?
I have a beginning and then a very long middle. I see it more as an ongoing series. I have a lot of characters, a lot of different stories to tell. I have a lot of different supernatural / horror ideas, and I'm just going to dump them all into this one series based around this girl who has, I hope, a unique twist on how we play with death and what it takes to die and not die.
Now, has this been a story that's been on the back burner for a while and just waiting for Echo to end, or was this something that came along near the end of Echo?
You know what? In all honesty, it's kind of been in the back of my mind since I was 13.
Okay.
The first short story I ever wrote was a horror story. So I've just always liked the genre, and I would like to do something a little different than SIP and Echo. And this is another genre that I'm interested in, so I think, I'll give my try at writing something more Hitchcock, Hammer film type thing.
Okay, fantastic. Anything to say out there to the viewers? Trying to break into the industry, trying to get in, do some artwork or some writing?
It's a good time to be a rocket scientist. I don't know how you break in anymore. There's no way to do a big break-in. Everybody just kind of sneaks in through the internet window, gets their own following on the websites or DeviantArt, whatever, and then they show up here in Artist Alley and build from scratch with living, breathing people. Unless, of course, you can draw like one of the top 4 artists, and then you can go get a job in mainstream. But there don't seem to be a lot of people that can actually draw that well, that can draw like Adam Hughes or Jim Lee or Judd Scott Campbell. So either you're just a phenomenal artist like we have never seen before, or you're just the most incredible storyteller, and we cannot stop paying attention to you. You have to be one of those two. Otherwise, join the crowd.
Given the fact that the internet has really changed the face of the game, how comics have been distributed and how people are creating comics now, a lot of online comics and digital comics, what do you think is right and wrong with the comic book industry right now as you see it?
The only thing I think that's wrong with comics is what's been wrong all along, is that there's no cohesion as a species. If National Geographic were to find us on the Antarctica continent, we would all be scattered all over the place. We wouldn't even be herding up like penguins. We would just be wandering around like idiot duckbill platypuses, like bumping into each other. And scientists would say, why don't these people, why don't they gel and move as a unit and survive as a unit? But we don't. We're all a bunch of free-thinking, independent-minded, deserted islands, and it's sink or swim. Nobody can save me or save my career. It's up to me to save it or tank it. And it's just that way. It's always been that way. It's the world of art, you know. I mean, no one impressionist could help another impressionist. You don't care what Gauguin thought of his peers. It's just, it's a tough business, you know. You just have to be good enough to survive on your own. If you're good enough to be interesting as an artist, then you probably have some sort of social sacrifices you made for that. So having a great artist who also has enough social skills to come out in public and sell his stuff is a tough combination to find, you know. Because unfortunately in the art business you do have to also be sociable. You can't be like an athlete where I can make goals but I don't have to talk to anybody. So it's a tough combo to find sometimes, and the people that are really good at both seem to do really well. I mean, they're at the top of the food chain. So there is some sort of unpleasant eugenics involved where certain people do better than others, and it may not always be because of their art. So all the shy people have to suck it up, cowboy up, come out to the shows, sell their stuff, and smile, be proud of their work. You can't get anywhere sitting at home on your couch, so you have to come out. And that's the tough part about this business. The great thing about this business is that you end up with artists who, when you finally do hear about them, it's because they really believe in what they're doing. And they came through a lot of crap to get there in front of your face, you know. So they put a lot of time and effort into their art. They believe in it. It wasn't an accident that book got made. So that's good. I like that. But another thing I like about the comics industry is that where else are all these illustrators and short story writers going to go? There's nowhere else for them to go. The North American continent keeps making great illustrators. Just because the magazine industry died doesn't mean that, you know, they stopped being born. And just because the book industry shut down to nothing but bestsellers doesn't mean that they stopped making short story writers that are worth reading. So here's where they all end up. You know, here's where you get the great illustrators, the great short story writers. They're all right here, and they work on something, and it's out to the public within a month. I mean, it's unfiltered, it's fast, and you have immediate contact with the audience. It's the most rewarding place for a creative person I can think of. So many other people work in creative, isolated. Without that feedback, you can lose your way and wander off to the left or the right. But having that constant feedback here of seeing people accept or reject your work every month, it kind of helps keep you, you know, it's like being on tour all the time. You know, you can tell if the song's working or not by the audience, you know. It has a lot of music metaphors in this business. It really is just like rock and roll. I like that.
Jay Moore, thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.